Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the cabin.
Good morning. Mornings at the cabin with a little bit of technology sprinkled in. We've got Ollie on the line on Skype from Fort Simpson. Ollie?
Good morning, Mr. Wheeler. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well indeed. I am here sat at the delightful kitchen table at the Mackenzie Rest Inn. Today's show is brought to you by the Mackenzie Rest Inn. My breakfast is brought to you by the Mackenzie Rest Inn.
Wonderful.
And it is incredibly warm here. It is incredibly delightful here. There is a carafe of orange juice awaiting me. It is the best.
Warm. How warm?
+1 yesterday in Fort Simpson.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Right? It's incredible. I was so overdressed. It's difficult to describe. It's beautiful here.
We are in a absolute freeze out at -11.
Oh no, -11, which is still 20 degrees warmer.
We actually set a record apparently yesterday for the warmest December 10th.
I could believe that. There are some very specific records out there.
Oh, there, yeah. 3.9 degrees was a record set on this day or yesterday in like 1949, and we hit -3 yesterday.
Beautiful.
It is. It's been a very mild winter, which is not disconcerting at all, given, climate change and whatnot.
Well, we won't sweat the big stuff.
Well, we will actually sweat the big stuff, because it probably will be like +5 next year.
Very good.
Yes. But very good. How is everything going in Simpson? The Mackenzie Rest Inn, proud sponsors of today's morning show. How's it going?
Yeah. It's really good. So I'm here for 3 days running a youth workshop.
Yes.
We got a bunch of kids here who are learning how to broadcast on the local station here, CFLK, that we have a little partnership with. And I could smell bacon in the background, so things could not be going any better.
Mornings at the cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler, Lekter, Ollie in Fort Simpson by the use of Skype. Morning, Ollie.
Morning.
How's your breakfast?
You know what? It's absolutely delicious.
What do you have?
Well, it smells delicious anyway. I've placed my order. I've got eggs coming in over medium in a minute. And I've just been told that the beds here are super comfy as well.
You've been told that? Yeah.
I didn't actually sleep here overnight, but I'm starting to feel like maybe next time this is going to have to be a thing, because Howard just shouted out to me, how is the bed in room 4?
Room 2, and it's awesome.
Room 2 is awesome. Room 4, Lynn? Room 4's bed also pretty good, though? Room 4's also pretty good, yeah, just so that you're wondering. Room 2 and room 4, we know for sure. Yep. Awesome. We'll do a little survey of the rest of the rooms. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
You're going to sleep in every bed while you're there.
Well, isn't that the done thing? Probably not, actually, in hotels, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
It's the only way you know for sure.
That's right.
Well, exactly, right?
You want to take a chance.
No.
On Friday morning, we broadcasted or put out our 150th Mornings at the Cabin podcast. It's a thing.
We got to say specifically podcast, because there's been more Mornings at the Cabin episodes than that.
But we haven't released them all because they haven't all met that standard. So 150 have.
Sure, why not? That's an incredibly high standard that we hold ourselves to. 150 already. I mean, it doesn't feel like that. That's a large number.
I wouldn't say that. I think it feels that way.
Okay. It's been a struggle for some.
It hasn't been a struggle.
It was interesting because I was putting it together and I was like, is this a milestone or should we just wait till 200?
No, 150 is a milestone.
150 is a milestone.
Look what Canada celebrated on
that's true.
Canada 150.
Yeah.
That was a spotty history at best.
Our history has been a little less spotty.
A little less spotty. Less genocidal. That's fine. So you've got eggs over medium coming. This is prime podcasting material. Eggs over medium. Are you 55 years old?
Well, the thing with ordering eggs is it doesn't really work like that in England, and it took me years to figure out how to order eggs in Canada. So eggs in England, basically, would you like them fried? Yes, is sort of the end of that discussion.
They don't come
yolky? They arrive sort of as prepared by the chef, and you don't really get a great deal of say in it. When I turned up in Canada the first time, I went to a Cora's in Toronto. And somebody asked me, how would you like your eggs done? And I said fried, and they basically looked at me like, yes, please elaborate. And I looked at the options, and I couldn't remember the order that you're supposed to say the words in. So I ordered them easy over, and everybody looked at me, and like as though I'd walked off another planet.
They're just like, get out.
And even now, I got asked this morning, and I had to wait 3 seconds just to confirm in my head that the correct order was over first, and then your choice of easy, medium. I don't. Can you say over hard? Is that a thing? I don't even know what
you
the
can say
other options
over hard,
are.
but I don't know why would anybody would do that. People who cook their eggs to the point where there's no yolk anymore cannot be trusted.
I didn't even know there was an over medium. I didn't know there were levels of over. I thought it was just over easy that's a style.
I don't even turn them over. I go stunning.
You're sunny.
I go stunning. I go a light medium poach over hard with a shot of vodka.
How picturesque of you.
That's right. It is very picturesque. Thank you. Thank you. There's a secret to doing that really well, and I have not figured it out yet. I put the top on. Sometimes the top cooks. I don't go over easy, though. I can't do it because I flip them over. I wait just a second too long, and some of that yolk hardens, and I have to throw the eggs out and start all over again.
And this is about 150 podcasts worth of material.
That's right.
Culminating right now.
Next break, we'll talk about food waste. But right now, we're going to talk about these eggs and how I can never get them right and how I have to completely throw them out every time. Enjoy your eggs, Ollie. And
Next time we can talk bacon preparation.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely. Next time. We'll save that for next time. Let's keep everybody in suspense as to how you're going to have your bacon. While we're gone, why don't you go hop in a few beds and see how they feel? Don't mind if anybody's in there.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. I'll let you know how that goes.
All right, wonderful. We'll come back to you in a little bit. Ollie's at Fort Simpson at the Mackenzie Rest Inn. They are sponsoring the Mornings at the Cabin show this morning. Thank you to them.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
I'm going to take you on a little tour around the room right now, if that's all right with you.
Oh, yes. Take us there.
Okay, so this is the Mackenzie Rest Inn. I have the great delight. Now I'm not going to be able to hear you for the next few minutes, which is another attraction of the Mackenzie Rest Inn. So welcome along. This is the Mackenzie Rest Inn in Fort Simpson, and we're here in the sort of the kitchen/breakfast room, I suppose, if you're being posh about it. There are these two wonderful cabinets, really old, beautiful cabinets on either side of me, and I'm just going to stroll around to the side of this breakfast table, and I'm going to park myself in the middle of the two breakfast guests that have joined me here this morning. On my left here, I have Natalie. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Yellowknife.
Good morning to you. You're from Yellowknife. You live in Yellowknife, right?
Yeah, I live in Yellowknife. I'm just here for work.
Just here down in Fort Simpson for work right now. Now, you came downstairs this morning and entered the breakfast room, and I'm going to make you relive this, and you're already pointing at me and laughing. What happened?
I said, hey, you're the guy from Cabin Radio. I look at you every morning before I wake up. But that's not what I meant, actually. I meant before I get up. Because I look at my phone, I look at my Facebook, and there you are.
The poster on
so there
ceiling.
I am in the dreams of people from Yellowknife who come down here for Fort Simpson for work, but that's what one can. And I'm going to cross over here. You may also be able to hear laughing on the other side of us, and I'm sorry, Natalie, for bringing that up, but that was too good for me to. I needed to memorialize that. Okay.
Finally, those Ollie Williams posters are catching on.
I'm going to come over here and talk to James as well. Morning, James.
Good morning.
First of all, what kind of eggs did you order?
Over easy.
Okay, you're one of those. Yeah, well, let's not give Wheeler any more egg credit than he's already earned this morning. Now, you've polished those off in no time at all. I'm looking at the remnants of breakfast in front of you. You're also in town for work. What's work?
I'm doing a stage hypnosis show.
You're in Fort Simpson to do a stage hypnosis show tonight.
Cool.
Yep.
One night only.
One night only.
Okay, where are you based?
I'm based out of Edmonton.
Okay, now you and Natalie have been discussing stage hypnosis at length over breakfast here, which is not a conversation I thought I'd be having in Fort Simpson this morning. How did you get into it? I know you get asked this a lot, but tell everybody, how do you decide that it's going to be something that you do?
Well, I've always been involved in theater. I learned hypnosis back in high school in Psych 30, and we had a guest hypnotherapist come into the classroom and do some demonstrations with hypnosis, and I was just blown away by it. I was fascinated. So I talked to him after the classroom, and I got to find out where to get all the reading material. And so I'm basically self-taught, and then years later I saw my first stage hypnosis show and thought that was my next approach to theater.
Okay, because you've been involved in theatre, and you have the way you were describing it to Natalie and to me earlier is you have a different style maybe than one that some people might be expecting if they see magicians who've become like hypnotists.
Absolutely. Most hypnosis shows out there, it's more or less, it's 2 hours of on the count of three you're going to do this, on the count of three you're going to do that, on the count of three you're going to do this kind of format to the show. And with my format, you don't know what's going to happen in the show. I don't even know what's going to happen in the show.
That's terrifying for a hypnotist to tell me that they don't know what's going to happen.
The whole show is improvised. My background is in improv and in stand-up rather than magic. And so I'm not really out there to make you go ooh and ah about the hypnosis. I'm there to make you pee your pants laughing at your friends up on stage in a tasteful way, of course.
Now you say, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You say you don't necessarily know what's going to happen. Give me an example of an incident where something has truly surprised you in a show.
Okay. I do every show. I start off with a beach scene where I have them imagining that they're sitting on a beach in Hawaii, and I use this because it's sort of a mental exercise to get their brains or their minds into the creativity mode. So I use things that play with all their senses, like sight, smell, all these type of things, and I tell them that as they're on the beach enjoying the beach, they realize with every word that my voice speaks, the weather just seems to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So they're on stage just fanning their faces. And I had one instance where some guy took his shirt off on stage. And so one of the things that I thought would be kind of funny when I gave him, like after I said wide awake and they're here and now, I handed him his shirt because he was looking at me, where's my shirt? Handed him his shirt, and as I handed to him, I snapped my finger and says, it doesn't come with instructions, though. And he sat there with his T-shirt staring at it, had no idea how to put his shirt back on. And then on top of that, some guy yelled out, Google it! So he took his cell phone out, and I thought, yeah, let's go with this. And sure enough, on Google, how to put a shirt on in 5 easy steps with illustrations.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's hilarious and also just a smidge terrifying for tonight. I tell you what, you are going to get a lot of people tonight who are going to enjoy feeling like they're in Hawaii. Although right now, it was +1 here yesterday. I mean, we practically already are.
I know, coming down from Alberta, and you hear stories like, oh, you're going up north. Well, make sure you got your long underwear on. So it's warmer up here than it is down in Edmonton.
Yeah, well, don't take your long underwear off on stage, right? All right. So that is James. We also met Natalie as well. I'm going to stroll back around to my little headset over here and see if I can reconnect back with Mr. Wheeler. Can you hear me?
We've been talking this whole time. We didn't hear anything that was going on.
I see. So that you heard everything there from James. We have hypnotism going on live in Fort Simpson tonight, which is absolutely not what I expected when I came down here. But we've got a big feast going on tonight. There's a big community celebration, and we're going to have a live show.
You've got quite the cast of characters down with you at the Mackenzie Rest Inn there.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Like, come to the Mackenzie Rest Inn where the guests are really interesting and fun.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
We had a little controversy on Facebook yesterday about Terry's chocolate oranges. Ollie, you want them all. I want them all burned. Discuss.
Yeah, I don't understand your objection to the Terry's chocolate orange. Show of hands in the room here in the Mackenzie Rest Inn in Fort Simpson. Who enjoys a Terry's chocolate orange? Yeah. The ones you smack on the table and then...
No,
I've just seen literally every hand go up. One person, Mike, at the end of the table here, put both hands up. That's how into the concept of a Terry's chocolate orange.
I think they're being agreeable. I think they forget what they actually taste like. They taste like... You know that taste you get in your mouth after you, drink or brush your teeth and then drink orange juice? Yeah, that's what it tastes like.
I will admit that the aftertaste is not.
It's
not
terrible.
Stellar. The before taste or the present taste, quite delightful.
No.
Yeah.
The present taste.
You're 2 against 1 on this morning.
2 against 1.
And someone had 2 hands up over in Fort Simpson. You're losing here, buddy.
My vote counts for more because I'm actually from here. So, Terry's chocolate orange is a very popular gift. I used to get them in my stocking all the time. I think that's maybe why I don't like them, because I would get them in my stocking and I'd be like, oh yeah, because you love the commercial where they slam it down, they pick all the pieces apart. I love mandarins, right? So it's kind of like a mandarin orange, and you peel it, you smack it, and then you eat it, and you're like, this is the most disappointing thing I've ever put in my mouth.
God, what a privileged existence.
What an entitled little brat I was. And then I'd unwrap my PlayStation 2 and everything would be fine.
I just wonder, when you describe the ads, I suspect that the ads in North America might have been quite different to the ads in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
In the UK, we had a woman whose tagline that she would always sort of seductively whisper to the television was, "It's not Terry's, it's mine." Which was sort of the standard tagline. So for decades, people would go around England just whispering, "It's not Terry's, it's mine," to each other about any various different things. Because,
I think the North America equivalent to that was Subway's "Back off, get your own sandwich."
Back off, get your own sandwich.
Yeah. Really in your face.
Yeah. And then there was Jared. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. We won't.
What is it with everything in the UK being so over-sexualized? It's not Terry's, it's mine. That's a real problem in the UK.
Well, what is it with everything in North America being so absurdly violent that they're slamming these chocolate oranges around? Treat them with a little respect. It just requires a light tap.
It doesn't.
There's a lot of finesse to this. You take
there's
orange,
a finesse.
You just find no. You will hear me out on this because I know how to tap a chocolate orange.
All right.
So you take your chocolate orange and then you just find you need sort of the edge of a table is perfect for this, but you can use any hard surface and it's all in the wrist. And I've often said that to people. And you just one light on the table.
No.
And away you go. And your orange unfurls delicately in front of your very eyes.
That's not fun.
Triple slam it right on the sweet spot.
That's right. It's way more fun to do that. Then the whole thing falls apart. And then you know what? Because you don't like it, you're just like, look at that thing. Broken. I can sweep it into the garbage where it belongs.
Anyone who came into this conversation a little bit late, we're talking about a chocolate.
Not children.
Always good to clear these things
Good to clear these things up. You never know how people are going to take things out of context. But we had a little thread going on Facebook yesterday, and people were getting really upset. Really upset. Someone said orange and chocolate is nasty, but so is mint and chocolate. I can't say I even agree with that. I fell in and out of the argument because I don't like orange and chocolate, but I do like mint and chocolate.
Seems anytime we talk about fruit or something that resembles fruit, it gets heated.
It does get heated. People aren't going to take fruit standing up anymore. No. Or sitting down. Whatever. So at least we know now what to get for Ollie. Just a bunch of Terry's chocolate oranges. Here's a question for you, Ollie, though. You love the Terry's chocolate oranges. Are you partial to the Terry's raspberry chocolates?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll gladly try it. I'll take one for the team. I will bravely venture forth into the world of the raspberry chocolate orange. Which is it to be?
Exactly.
It could be a chocolate raspberry.
It is.
It could be a chocolate orange. It can't be a raspberry chocolate orange.
That is the most disconcerting thing about it, Ollie, is that the Terry's chocolate raspberry is the exact same shape as an orange. Yeah. It comes in slices.
Yeah, well, they've got that wrong, and I'm disappointed in them. But don't worry, we'll address that situation and restore the world of chocolate fruit to parity and order.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
I'm going to come and say hello to Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Good morning, Ollie.
So you are proprietor of said Mackenzie Rest Inn, where I'm currently enjoying my eggs over medium and my bacon and all manner of other goodies this morning. You have been in charge here for what, a couple of years?
2 years. We've owned it for 2 years. Me and Mike, who's quickly leaving. He's escaping this.
Bye, honey.
Hey, have a good day at work, baby. Love you. See ya.
Mike, we can hear escaping into the background over yonder.
Mike's got eggs.
And so you have transformed this. Well, this was already a hotel.
Bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast before you came here. But this building has a bit of a history to it because it's been a number of things. Were you telling me this was something to do with the RCMP?
Yes. This building started off its life as RCMP barracks and cells.
Wow. Which you would not know. I mean, if that's painting quite a Spartan impression of the Mackenzie Rest Inn in your mind, I can assure you, you would not sit here and feel like you were in Fort Simpson's RCMP sort of offices and cells right now. It is beautiful. There's a Christmas tree in the living room, which I can just look through to here. You know, it's still pitch black outside at this time of year, but it's beautifully warm in town right now. And we've got all this wonderful food and drinks and everything surrounding us right now. What made you decide that you wanted to do this?
You know, we have friends that owned it, and they approached us and asked if we would consider purchasing and running the bed and breakfast. And we thought about it for a couple of months and concluded that it would be fantastic, meeting so many amazing people from across the world. I don't know the number. I think it's in the hundreds of people that we meet from every country in the world through the year. And so it adds a really fun flavor to Fort Simpson for us.
Yeah, I can imagine. There's even this morning we've had our fair share of wonderful characters around this table. There is another little character here that I wondered if you might introduce to us.
So this is my granddaughter Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Okay. So you're here. You got this wonderful place that you and your family are a part of here. Now, someone mentioned a cat to me. What do I need to know about the cat?
Their names.
Okay, what are the cat's names?
First one's Orangie, and then another one's Poopstain.
I'm relatively sure I heard that right the first time, but I'm just going to go for clarification. Cat's names?
Let's make sure.
Well, what she said.
Say them one more time.
Okay, so Orangie.
Yeah. Which is acceptable.
And Poopstain.
So, to be clear, Rebecca, one of your cats is named Poopstain. How did you come up with... Well, do I really want to ask this? No, let's do it. How did you come up with that name?
I just copied it off of a friend's guinea pig's name.
Okay, so not only is there a cat in town with the name Poopstain, there is also a guinea pig. So we actually have a dynasty. Okay.
It's a trending name now.
Yeah.
I will be honest with you, Rebecca. That is the
Poopstain.
least expected answer to a question that I have ever received in my whole life when I was told I should ask you what your cat's names are. I kind of feel like this explains why the cats haven't put in an appearance yet this morning, because they'd rather not be identified. So how old is Poopstain?
I think he's about 8 months old.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a long time left to go with
Just a
that
young
name.
Poopstain.
That name.
Pooper.
Suggestions for new names.
Oh, really?
No. No.
No.
No.
It's staying there.
It's staying.
Rebecca looks absolutely certain about that. You guys have been fantastic hosts this morning. Thank you so much for doing this. You are the sponsors of the show. The next 30 seconds of airtime is all yours. Tell everybody what they need to know about coming to the Mackenzie Rest Inn.
Oh, come to Mackenzie Rest Inn if you're coming for work or for play. We're a beautiful, warm spot. We have the most amazing cast iron radiators all through the house, and
we have 2 cats.
we have 2 cats. We have beautiful rooms. You can view the aurora over the Mackenzie River, and we will feed you breakfast in the morning. Eggs your way at Mackenzie Rest Inn.
There you go. There's you can't say fairer than that. It has been a wonderful pleasure for me to hang out here this morning. Come and meet Lynn. Come and meet Mike. Come and meet Rebecca. Come and meet Orangie and Poopstain. Mr. Wheeler?
Ollie, thank you so much for bringing us the Mackenzie Rest Inn from Fort Simpson. That was wonderful. Please pet Poopstain for us. And then possibly wash your hands. Ollie, that's going to do it for you this morning. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time in Fort Simpson. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Speak to you tomorrow. Look forward to it.
Thank you very much. Ollie Williams from Fort Simpson, Times Person of the Year, as you will find on Facebook, is Ollie Williams. Wonderful stuff from the Mackenzie Rest Inn. Thank you so much for being today's Mornings at the Cabin sponsor. Wonderful stuff. Hashtag Poopstain.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
As you know, I dabbled in acting for a little while.
Right.
And I did some film and TV in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
And when you do that, like when you're represented by the union, you get paid obviously for your time there.
Right.
And you get paid for pretty much anything. You get paid for costume fittings. You get paid for, your time that you drive there. You get paid if they rent your car, you get paid for that. You get paid for your time there obviously as well.
Right.
You pay off some of that to your agent and then you get to keep the rest. But whenever they play the show that you're in or the movie that you're in on TV or if it plays or wherever, they have to pay you for it.
Right.
So I continually get residual checks every few weeks for stuff I did almost 10 years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I got a final payout for an episode of TV that I did a few years ago, but I still get these
show?
Flashpoint.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I still get these little checks every once in a while.
Right.
Every once in a while they're not bad. They'll be like $200, and I was like, hey, that's nice. That's a nice little injection.
Hello, pocket
yesterday I got a couple from a show called Tower Prep, which was on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And it was a show about a high school filled with superheroes. And was it superheroes? I can't remember. It was something.
It sounds like Sky High, but
kind of
a TV version.
I might be misremembering. This was 2011, I think I did this.
Okay.
And I don't remember at all.
You were in great shape during the filming.
I was not at all. No, I wasn't. I was just a big guy. And basically my character was to like protect the lead.
Okay.
So I was just like,
you're the bodyguard.
The muscle. The muscle. That's right. That's right. Though there's not much muscle on this body. But I got a couple of checks yesterday. It's always fun to get those checks. Obviously, it's like, oh, hey, that's a nice little injection money.
Right.
Both of them, $20. So
don't call it injection money. That makes it seems like it sets a bad example.
These are my money for my injections. Scott, how dare you? So both checks, $20.
$20.
So those are the smallest ones I've ever gotten. And I know that actors, I know that other actors get like every once in a while they'll get like honestly $2 checks.
Right.
They get a whole check for $2. It's such a waste.
Right.
But like if it plays out for years and years and years, those checks continually kind of get smaller.
Yeah.
Because they don't owe you as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I got something for Tower Prep, 2 checks for $20. One in Canadian money and one in American money. So that American one's more like 25.
So obviously that doesn't sound like much, but any musical artist who has their music on Spotify and they're getting residual checks, they're like, $20. How'd you do that?
You must have streamed it 20,000 times.
Who is your agent?
That's right. I know. So it's a nice little perk. It's just always funny when I get them because it's just like, oh, this is something like I'll get ones for Diary of a Wimpy Kid for like 20, like 40 or $50.
Do you ever get ones for shows that you completely forgot about doing, or was this?
I just get Tower Prep. Yeah, I opened up the check. I was like, Tower Prep. Oh yeah, Tower Prep.
Oh right,
that's funny. I did 2 episodes of that in 2011, and
$20 for 2 episodes, or $40, I guess.
$40 for 2 episodes. That's
not bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got paid more when I did it, but like 9 years later.
Let's just assume you were only on set for an hour each episode, and that's a living wage.
That's
pretty good.
That would be a living wage.
Yeah.
$20 an hour. That's
well
right.
done.
Yeah. So that's a little glimpse into my life.
Little Christmas bonus for you.
Christmas bonus. That's right. We at the production of Tower Prep recognize your hard work from 8 years ago. Here is $20. Buy yourself something nice.
No. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very happy for you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.